Spider-Man Mark 1 armor. This is the coolest fucking packaged figure I've bought in years. Okay, so I had this figure growing up. I had the Toy Biz version of him. So when I saw this on the shelf, it was just a no-brainer. But before we get this guy open, we're going to take a really closer look at the packaging, because this packaging is almost identical to the packaging that was used back in the 90s, and it is beautiful. When we scroll up here, we can see it's got the Spider-Man logo from the animated series. It's got the Marvel Comics old school logo up here in the corner. We scroll down, we can see the figure in the package with his little accessories, his web slinging accessories, and a picture of him kind of illustrated here on the side. He's sitting there in the bubble looking super cool and crisp. And when we come to the back, it's just more of the same beautiful packaging. Hasbro's really knocked it out of the park with recreating this old school packaging from the old toy line. We scroll up, we can see, of course, we've got the same illustration as he is on the front. We've got some instructions on how you can change out his hands. We have a little bit of a character bio right here in several different languages. And of course we have the cross sale down at the bottom. And, really on it, aside from maybe the symbiote Spider-Man, maybe Hobgoblin, I'm not too interested in the rest of the wave. The only reason I'd collect them is because of the packaging, to be completely honest, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to be really super duper selective in terms of what I do get in the Marvel Legends line, because I don't have infinite amount of room or money, so I need to make sure to only get the good ones that I really want in my collection from here forward. So let's take this guy out of the package and let's take a closer look at him. Just FYI, on packages like this that recreate the old school look, I don't, for Marvel figures, I don't rip the bubble off the package. Instead, I cut it along the sides so I can slide the inner bubble out and keep the package intact. I may or may not keep this packaging, but just in case I decide I want to keep it in as good a quality as possible. Here is the man himself in his inner bubble, looking super shiny and svelte. We look at the back here, we can see, like the other Marvel Legends figure, he is not tied in any way, shape, or form to the inner bubble. It's just a really well-made inner bubble that keeps him and his accessories from coming out of their packaging. Now, the webs and the hands do have tape over them, but there's nothing holding them further into the package, and I prefer that to any kind of rubber band or plastic ties. All right, let me get this guy out. Let's take a closer look. All right, we've got Mr. Man out of his package here, and we get a closer look at his accessories. You can see he has the web-slinging hands for both sides. So you can change those out, give him some cool-looking web-slinging poses. He also comes with these little pieces of kind of rubbery plastic web. I'm not sure exactly what you're supposed to do with these, because there's no real attachment point for them on any point of the figure. They're just kind of cool-looking accoutrement that... Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's nothing spectacular. Let's see what I did there. But it's cool. It's cool. Now we get into the figure himself. This is a really cool figure. One, he's got this very shiny, it's not vac metal, but it's a very shiny finish for not being vac metal. His articulation is fantastic. These do have a bit of a ratchet function in them, so they kind of go to certain spots naturally, which is fine. I know that it's mostly meant for collecting, and it doesn't bother me that much, and it's not super loud or anything like that, so that's okay. Head articulation is just fine. His shoulders and elbows all work great. A little bit tight there in the waist, but nothing too bad. Forward and backward on the legs, he can go out. He has thigh cut. He has double jointed knees that are a little bit stuck. It looks like the left one's a little bit stuck on that bottom joint, but it does eventually give way, and it's not going to be anything that breaks the figure. And of course, his feet can go forward and back and rock back and forth on their ball joint. Overall, and he has the ab crunch. I forget about the ab crunch. Overall, I like this figure a lot more than any of the Eternals figures, or even the Cyclops figure I got, because it has a good mix of comicness to it and toyeticness, and it's slightly realistic but it's not as realistic as, say, the Eternals figures are, but it's not as cartoony looking as the Cyclops figure is. Then, if you don't know the story behind this guy, he's basically what Spider-Man would have become had he saved Uncle Ben from being killed near the beginning of his Spider-Manning career. He would have become a rich playboy with this, crazy armor and really kind of high on himself. And he did appear in the original animated series when he was summoned by Madam Web in one of the kind of earlier Spider-Verse-esque events. But yeah, he poses really well, stands really well. Super easy to get into certain poses and to hold those poses. Let's see if we can get him to stand up real quick. Yeah, it's not a one-hand stand, but he stands pretty damn easy. And so I dig this guy. If you're a Spider-Man fan, it's a must-have. And if you're just a general Marvel fan, or if you grew up on the animated series or the original toy line, I can't recommend this guy enough. It's just really well designed all over. It's super shiny, super metallic looking, and it has a good feel to it. Like, you can see the work on the sculpt in terms of his bodysuit is super slick, and I think that's actually Kevlar in the comic. It's bulletproof, so he can take shots and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, you can look at the detail on it. You can see how each of the links is just really well done. The paint is on point. You can see the detail even down into the spider logo on his chest, where it exposes the underlying bodysuit. This is an epic figure. I can't recommend this guy enough, and I hope this help you decide whether or not you want to add this to your collection. Hint, you do. And whether or not you want to get into Marvel Legends, this is a fantastic kind of subline to get attached to. Between the packaging and the quality of the figure, this is second to none. Yeah. So keep collecting the way you like to collect, whether that's keeping your figures mock or opening for display or for play. However you like to do it's the best way to do it. And if you like what I'm doing here, please like and subscribe. I really am trying to grow this channel to at least 250 subscribers by the end of 2022, and I need your help to do it. So until next time, I'm John Finn, and I'm out.